9:01, I'd like to call the Allen County Board of Supervisors to order. If you would, Mr. Bradford, will you give us the invitation?
Let us thank my head. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning, God, for allowing us to see another day. And Father, we just continue to ask your blessings, God. Father, continue to look up to our elected officials. Father, continue to give them the wisdom, oh God, to stand together, oh God, and make decisions for your people. Father, we just pray for this community. We pray for the city, for this county, for the state, and the United States, oh God. Father, let peace abide. Father, we just pray for our first responders. We pray for our school teachers. Pray for our kids, oh God. Father, continue to keep them safe. And Father, we just pray for our finances of this county, oh God. Father, we know that you're going to make a way, oh God. And Father, we just ask, oh God, you continue to allow businesses to prosper and come to Natchez Adams County, oh God. Father, we thank you right now, God. And Father, we want to pray for the families that may have lost loved ones over the last 2 weeks, oh God. Father, continue to touch them, oh God. Continue to bless their families. Give them comfort in their time of bereavement, oh God. And Father, we just give your name all honor, praise, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a approval of the September minutes? Supervisor Gray?
Present.
Supervisor Hudson?
Here.
Supervisor Middleton? Present. Supervisor Wilson? Here. Deputy Clerk Paige Dean?
Present.
Chancellor Clerk Brandon Lewis?
Present.
Attorney Scott Slover, and I am present.
Present.
Can I get a motion to approve of the September minutes? It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Middleton. Would there be any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Ms. Page, in the near future, when you send me a copy of my minutes, could I get a copy of the attachments that you say see the attachments? Because when I go back to approve these minutes, and I don't have the attachments, so I need a copy of the attachments when I approve the minutes, so I know what I'm approving. Thank you.
There be any more discussion? If there be no more discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay, to the same right, the motion carried unanimously. I need a motion for the approval of the docket. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously. All right, I need a motion to approve the Adams County Sheriff's Office financial report. Been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously. Need a motion to the approval of the Chancellor Kirk financial report. Been properly moved by Supervisor Middleton. And the second.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Motion carried unanimously. Now I need an approval for the monthly financial report for purchasing. Been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Motion carried unanimously. Now we're down to county business. Mr. Joseph Fur, update.
Hi, Joseph Fur, from 635 Main Street in Baton Rouge. I'm a landscape architect working on the stadium. I'm here today. Hopefully we're going to be able to go out and meet with the contractor and look at a few items that he needs some clarification on. The process of the field construction is moving along very well. We're about to move into the second phases of the project. I'm here today to present a price for purchasing the sports lights as a sole source direct purchase rather than utilizing the bids that are the request for proposals that we had taken, that I came before you last time. There was a differing opinion as to whether we could wrap all that together in one request for proposal. And I think to be on the side of prudence, we've decided to put the installation of those lights out to bid, to public bid, and we will do that as soon as we approve the purchase of the equipment. So Musco has provided a letter, I believe, that you guys have, that approves them as, or proposes them to be a sole source vendor, that we can just do a PO with them. Ms. Dean was gonna present that to you, so I'd ask Scott, what's the pleasure of presenting that? Should she present that before I present I think we've got to get that approved first.
Yeah, they have to make that finding before they can do a sole source purchase.
Anyway, so what's the difference in what was going on with Cool last week for the household? So what's,
We used a statute that requires you to advertise before going out for bid, and quite frankly, it's my fault. Misinterpreted the statute, so we had to go with a different statute which allows us to do what we've done.
so it's not gonna be any change in what we doing after?
No, the change of as far as cost, it's not. Unless-
Well, we don't know that for sure. I have spoken with the low bidder, and on the original bid, and he said that he was good with his number, that he would not, that he didn't foresee any changes. The plans will not change. The only difference will be that you will buy the lights directly from Musco instead of having the contractor buy the lights from Musco. So there shouldn't be a change, but we do have to re-advertise and be bids. Could even come in lower, because we could have a new bidder and bid it lower. But it shouldn't change substantively.
We need to
Mr.
explain that.
President, the original cost for installation and purchase of the lights was in the $500,000 range.
Yeah.
The purchase is $260,000, so it's not out of what we previously approved for the purchase. We just have to bid out the labor part of it. This keeps us on a time frame of getting.
I'm saying, I'm just trying to make sure, because when we say, all I wanna do is make sure we are within what we have, because we run the.
That's why I said what I said, 'cause I knew what you were asking.
All right.
I'll step aside.
Good morning, my name is Denise Price, and I'm the purchase clerk for Adams County. I was presented with a sole source letter from Musco Sports Lighting for Chester and Willis Field, and I'd like to spread across the minutes.
All right, I need a, motion to spread, letter of sole source across the minutes. Can I get a motion? Been probably moved by Supervisor Hutchins and probably second by Supervisor Middleton, correct? And, would there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried now.
Being that that has been approved, then I would submit this quote from Musco as a sole source purchase for $260,000 for the lighting that we need for Chester Willis Field. If this is approved, we can go ahead and do a purchase order and get these lights in fabrication.
It's been probably moved by Supervisor Hutchins,
Second.
probably second by Supervisor Wilson. There be any discussion?
The money already is in place.
That's the same money that is in place.
I'm just asking.
No, I'm not asking you, asking. Find out from the financial people, not the president, because that ain't your
Well, is the
money.
money in place?
That's right, you.
Huh?
That's,
Okay.
all right. Yeah, be no other discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried now.
Just a little more update. The next phase, we're going to move forward. We're getting some bids for bleachers. The bleachers out there are very dangerous. They're past the end of their life. So we've worked out drawings. We're going to verify a few things today and do a bid for those as well. And then we will be doing a couple other bids that we will do for cleaning and painting the structure and some of the paving that needs to be done we're gonna get those done in the best manner possible to get this all done, and also be as cost effective for the county as we can, and not wrap a whole lot of things up in one project where we pay a lot of markup for the general contractors, because we have specialty people that do these things, so we want to divide them out and dovetail them together so that the project will be as inexpensive as possible, but also give you the quality that you deserve. Best bang for your buck.
All right, any more questions for Mr. Fair? There be no more?
I would recommend that you guys go take a look at it. You know, it's the field's looking really good. You can start to see what's happening, and I think you'll be proud, and we're only going to get better from here. So if you can get out and take a look, that'd be a good thing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, city government business and city government business.
Mr. Peterson, I asked Mr. Peterson to come so he can explain or get in, we can get an idea of where we are with these home grant. So Mr. Peterson is here to speak on it.
Good morning.
Come on.
Good morning.
As Ms. Hutchins said, she had asked me to come forward and answer any questions you may have regarding the housing program that's been approved, and I think approved by the board, involving those applicants for housing that are a little bit over income-wise the federal regulations. And so I don't know exactly what the questions are other than this. The question was, where are we on the guidelines? We're not writing the guidelines. We can't write the guidelines, which is not my concept. This came from the board. And so whatever you want us to do has to be prescribed by you.
Well,
Now, what I've been told is you want 2 families from each of the 5 districts, 10,000 each, $100,000 project. Now, who selects those individuals and on what guidelines? We can't do that. That has to come from the board. So I'm asking for, as far as where we are, we're nowhere.
I'll send you the guidelines, and I think Ricky has to see those guidelines as well. So I'll send those out, and that should be enough for y'all to base your selections on the criteria that are approved by the board. You send them over to Southwest, and they can administer at that point.
So the people will be identified by the board,
Right.
the successful applicants,
Right.
and then we will.
Simply implement that.
So Scott, you have the guidelines?
Yeah.
That you have?
I'll send them out to all y'all to make sure that's
Okay.
what we're doing.
That's
think we
that's
did.
what we want.
2 meetings ago.
Any other questions regarding that?
No, we were just,
We'll wait
when we
here.
spoke,
Okay.
you didn't understand what was going on, because every time I bring it up, nobody know what's going on, and, thought you and Scott had gotten together, collaborated on what was supposed to be done, but,
I had talked to him, and I understood what he had said. He said, okay, we'll come back with guidelines, and I thought we did that. And so we'll get better communication.
okay.
Well, Mr. President, I'm gonna say this.
well, Mr. Gray.
To my knowledge, SNAP deal with low-income people. Depends on how many you got in your household. Depends on amount that you can use this money for is SNAP. But what we doing is we put $100,000 out there and trying to help 2 people per district in our district that's low, moderate income. We ain't trying to help nobody that don't need no help. So I think every supervisor on this board understands that it's got to be a low-income person. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
It's gotta be, so we on the same page. So we'll get that to y'all, we'll get the 2 from each district to y'all, and with the criteria from Scott Deal, we'll implement this program.
Now, we have, under our regular housing program, we already have 50 applicants
50 or plus.
approved. So
That's why you don't find it.
that's not necessarily, these not necessarily will come from those.
No, we're gonna select the ones ourselves. And also, I wanted to say this, if that person does not use all the $10,000, have to use all the $10,000, we will select another person to use the rest. You know, I may have 2 people, but they don't use all the $10,000, so I may add another person in there
For the remainder.
for the remainder.
Now, what guidelines, guidelines include the selection process for the contractors and
Inspectors, contractors.
So we'll need to, you want us to give you guidelines for selecting contractors and stuff too?
So we can't use the same contractors?
you can use, if you want to, I'm just saying, we're not, we're not gonna be able to do it unless you tell us that, go out and do the same process that you would use on the regular program.
That's what we would,
That's what we
would
want,
suggest is y'all use.
the same contractors.
I mean, we already have, guidelines in place with SNAP, we just not doing it under SNAP, we doing it, as the county. But we not trying to, go select contractors ourselves when we already got something in place where we already have contractors.
Well, one of the reasons I say that is, we really can't say it's under the SNAP guidelines.
No.
There are a lot of guidelines that will not be followed under this process.
No, I say the contractors are under SNAP guidelines, not what we doing. We not under SNAP guidelines.
But you want to utilize the same contractors and inspectors that we use for the SNAP?
Right, that's it. Yeah.
Another question for
Is there,
Mr. Peterson.
yeah, is there anything else we,
No, I mean, when we look at the guidelines and if we can operate under those, and we certainly will, if not, we'll come back and tell you where it's.
All right.
get them to me there?
Well, we appreciate what Scott, please, I talked our time, let's stay in the communication. I know it's been busy, we all had time, but we just gonna all do a better job on trying to communicate, so there ain't no problem on you. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Departmental reports next. Well, we know, let me see the governor.
Thank you, Ms. Pierce.
Thank you.
But, city government, I would say, I don't know what, me and, Mr. Gray and, Attorney Scott Sloan had a mail with the meeting, and I think y'all probably seen it in the paper, Morgantown Road was over again. The 10% threshold in the morning of the day, the 9th or something was the end of it. So what they did is, with the engineer stuff like that, they're gonna rebid it and, move a few scopes of work out to make sure that we, try to get that progress going. So I just wanted to make sure, I seen the article in the paper that they kind of discussed it at the city, so the city rebid it. And, they rebid it the third time, am I correct? So I just want the board, rest of the board to be up to speed with what we got going on. Trying to get within the 10% threshold of that, of the project so we can get started on it. All right?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Slogan, could you, in the meantime, touch bases back with MDOT and find out what's going on with MDOT?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so now, we start department report. Mr. Nelson, was you here, just want to give an update? You,
Good morning, Mr. President, board.
good morning, Mr. Nelson.
I just came to let y'all know that, we just finished the year and, we've been extremely busy at the airport. We just completed a lighting project, got it closed out with the FAA. We're fixing to start the taxiway lighting project. The runway project is still ongoing at the moment, not exactly quite sure why, but it's still going. The FAA, I met with them in Meridian. They are still looking to fund our airport, still put money into Adams County, so that is great on news on that end. We've been meeting with the airlines. I got 2 Zoom meetings next week, trying to get one of them to go ahead and sign to come in here. So we're still working on the airlines. It's just been really, really busy. We have an FAA inspection in November, so that will be the deciding tell if we've done everything that we were supposed to do over the past year. The Natchez flight training has been extremely busy out there at the airport. It's actually causing me some good issues with space. Fuel sales are definitely up, which is a great thing for the airport. So we are definitely moving in the right direction, and if y'all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right, anybody have any questions for Mr. Nelson? If you don't, Mr. Nelson, thank you for, what a good job you're doing. And the only thing we do, and I know we busy, we can't make it. So if we could, every other month or so, when you can, just to the public, I know, we just be wanting to keep everybody up to speed of what's going on with the airport, because we had so many good things going on. Some people think it had died out, but you just been too busy to come. So I appreciate you coming and letting us know it's positive progress.
One more thing, our airline consultant wants to do an update meeting for the supervisors and the community to kind of let y'all know it's not dead and we are moving forward. He'd like to do that before the end of the year.
Okay.
Is there any time better for y'all than?
Get a day, get with him, and what I would suggest is get a couple of days from him that will be good with that. Then we'll get with the board secretary over here, and we'll try to get together and get a good day for all of us.
I get that to y'all.
Thank you.
So who is the consultant?
Well, we have several at the moment. Yeah, we got more than one. We have a planning consultant, which is Cushions and Grove, that helps us with all of our planning. We have JKS Engineering on one project. We have Michael Baker Engineering on another project, and we have KSA Engineering on another project. So we have multiple engineers, and we do have one planning consultant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Thank y'all.
All right. Departmental reports next.
Good morning,
Good morning.
and it fails for Allen's E911 dispatch. I want to give the reports for the month, the whole month of September. That's September 1st through the 30th. Natchez PD had 1,122. Natchez Fire Department had 33, with 13 being in the county. Adams SO had 614. That's all I have.
You said 13 was in the county?
Yeah,
on
13.
Natchez Fire?
13 was in the county for Natchez Fire, with a total of 33.
All right.
Do you have any idea if those 13 in the county, there's grass fires or house or structure fires?
No, but I can go back and, pull them up.
I'm just
Let me
curious.
give you a copy if you like.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how much of the fire department we're using, or, when our volunteers are out there, who's doing what. I appreciate it.
Also, I did talk with Scott, so I'm bringing it before the board, because I want to request that if it's possible, that I can find money in my budget to try to move around and see if I can give my people a rate, because I'm losing people because they're going elsewhere for more money. So, it's okay with you all on that support, the initiative to do so.
How would you move money around it?
I was gonna give with them, to ask them about giving with them and see, because I do have part-time people that they don't have to pay benefits for anymore. And see if there's any way possible that we could try to come up with some money to give them.
Okay, where are we with the, meeting with the city again on 911 and trying to figure out if we're moving into that building that we bought or, and renovating it?
So
And are they gonna start paying?
I sent over the numbers to the board, make sure it's okay to send over those numbers to the city along with the request. Looks like we do about 28% of the calls, or 29% of the calls, and they do 71% of the calls. So, 71% of the money is roughly $650,000. So I sent that over to y'all, making sure I could send that out over to them. All right, I'll do it then.
Mr. President,
That's Supervisor Grant.
we gonna send the city, how much? Because I don't have a problem with it, but everybody done adopted their budget and gonna try to live within the means of their budget and send somebody a $600,000 deal. That should have been sent before they adopt their budget, where they could have made it part of their budget. I mean, I don't know, how do you come up with $600,000 after you done adopted your budget? I don't know how you do that.
It would be difficult, and our initial request was just to split the cost 50-50.
I mean, the consultant had it in the report that we wasn't getting enough revenue from, the city. And from what I thought, he put, so much in our budget, assuming that we was gonna get something from the city. But to my knowledge, I don't think the city agreed to nothing, so we got to even be careful with if he put that in our budget, whether we gonna even receive it or not, because if we don't receive it, then E911 gonna be short.
You have to amend your budget and cut some things out to make ends meet. If the city doesn't want to continue doing a joint 911 at a cost that y'all can live with, then something's got to be done. And they're asking for additional increases that are not in our budget for fire as well. So,
My understanding, our last meeting is that they did want to continue and to go ahead and insert what we had in our budget, and then they would do the same. They would 50-50 on the cost.
that's what they said.
That doesn't sound very good for us. We can't continue to eat all those costs all the time on that kind of stuff. Did we ever get the, money for the cell phones coming in every month? What's going on with that? Why? I mean, that's like $10,000 or $12,000 a month, give or take. And you figure $1 per cell phone, and there's probably 30,000 of them in this county. And we get 70 cents on the dollar, is that right? And 30 cents goes to the state, and they don't know what they're gonna do with that $70 million.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I know we don't get it. Our projection is not gonna get enough to cover costs, so, we have to.
No, but
Who can track that back? I mean, that started with Mr. Bradford.
And back in, that fee, that telephone fee that we did, also, we do house numbering and we do dispatch with it too. So it's not just, one or the other two. We did not ask the city to split anything on house numbering. We're just asking for dispatchers. So that's probably another 170, 180.
I just thought by now that 70 cents per phone would be coming back into our general fund or into 911. How do we track that back? Because that's been over a year ago we adopted that.
Yeah, we're not getting it.
so, like him,
Randy,
can you
that's something
find
you can
out?
help us with?
Can we find out why we not getting it, and at least try to come up with an answer for Brad, you got something?
Yeah, when we asked the board of supervisors to increase our county fees for that, there was an attempt to do it statewide with the 911 coordinators. It has to be a statewide, the legislators have to approve that. Right now, they're not approving it. So we're not getting the money back, even if the board of supervisors' first step is at the local level. But we need all 82 counties to help out. For the legislators going to pass that amendment in the state to allow counties to receive that money. Like you said, there's a lot of money staying up in there. We tried it with the board of supervisors, the association, we tried it with the sheriff association, with the police association, but AT&T has a lot more lobbyists up there than we do at the state level. So it's at the state level now. So there's nothing we can do. We're still receiving the monies that we're getting our fees on. It's not going to increase, and keep in mind that everybody's going to cell phones. The landlines are pretty much going out of business. And that's the problem that we have with the state 911. That money is just sitting up there. It can be utilized for our 911 centers, but if the state legislators don't amend and put that into action to raising those, the county's going to start suffering with 911. This is across the board.
Okay, so there's always been, well, there's been a dollar charge per landline
Yes.
for 10 or 15 years or more, just to make sure everybody's clear on what's going on.
But
And we were
what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the cell phones because everybody's going to cell phones.
go to the cell phone,
Right.
the same
Right.
But this, we were getting 70 cents, or every county was getting 70 cents per phone. The other 30 cents went to the state now.
Right.
When I questioned the governor 2 years ago, he didn't know anything about this. And he had called me back and told me, or had Sam Mills do it, and they had $68 million in a fund that they don't have any idea what they're gonna do with it.
Right, because the governor has.
And that was 2 years, almost
Right,
2
the
years.
governor has to approve a board, a CRMS board. It's supposed to be, the governor appoints somebody, the supervisor appoint a person to the board, the law enforcement, the 911 to govern that money. But since that board has not been put together, that money will always stay there. So it's at the state level. The state has control of all our 911 money.
Government, it's fine, it's probably 80 million by now,
Yeah.
if it's in the right type of fund.
Yeah, it's growing.
It's just crazy.
President, to make this even more difficult, and I know I was in a meeting up there, this is not, we brought it to our association, but you got the sheriff association, you got the police association, everybody fighting, trying to get some of that money. For in some counties, it's not consolidated, then the police chief is fighting to get their own part of the money. It's just no, we not together on that as a county sheriff and police association. If once all three of those associations get together, we'll have a better chance with the legislature. But if we not together, then they just gonna keep the money.
All right, well, thank you for explaining, the hold up of the money. I appreciate that, Mr. Bradford. All right. Next, departmental reports.
Okay, I have a couple more things for the price for purchase clerk for Adams County. I would like to spread the procurement card across the minutes for approval for August.
You heard the request of the purchase clerk. Can I get a motion?
So,
Been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Miller. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have sign right, motion carried unanimous.
Okay. The second thing I have, we have the PO for the soil chem for the road department. I've contacted them and, the road department and Seven Stabilizers are gonna get together and come up with a date for the program.
Wednesday, day after tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, and that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, departmental report.
Good morning, board again.
Morning.
Robert Bradford, Adams County, Human Record. We just got a couple of things, this week gonna be, our fall severe weather preparedness week. It's gonna go from today until Friday. On Wednesday, we're gonna have a statewide tornado drill. So at 9:15, so we'll set off our tornado sirens at 9:15, Wednesday morning. Also, we also encourage everybody that if you don't hear tornado sirens, kind of let EMA know. So we should be good on tornado sirens. The Broadmoor sirens are up and operational. Do y'all can let your constituents know that, Supervisor Gray, Supervisor,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead.
This month, we're gonna focus on our Code Red campaign. We need every resident to sign up, if you got kids on your cell phones. We notice our, calls has been dropped for cell phones. A lot of people moving out the county, moving away, they're requesting to be out there. So our sponsorship is dropping, so we need to really push that out to everyone because that's how we put out important information to everybody. And we need to really push that to y'all constituents. I know COVID kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth when we was putting out all those updates, but you know, it's important to the communities that we utilize this stuff because like I say, with the sheriff's police, they put out these photos we can send that out to the residents. So it's important that we, use it, and the supervisor, like I say, y'all pay for this yearly, for a service to our community, so we really need to push it to get our numbers back up, for what we're paying for the service. Another thing I noticed, I talked to the sheriff, he said that our Harold Miller building lease is over, is up. We're not gonna lease that building anymore. We have a lot of supplies in there. So we're in the process now of trying to get all our emergency management supplies out of that building. And I don't know if the county have any more storage space, or we're gonna try to put out stuff where we can. I know the sheriff been moving some of his stuff out of there. And so we're gonna try to, I don't know if the county got more storage space that we can utilize, because we are all tapped out on that, in the properties that we can use just to store some of our emergency supplies. So that's something Scott probably can look at.
Well, Scott, did you hear him? Maybe we can find, if we have a possibility, something that we can just maybe look and see if we can help you find something that's to supply some, store some supply. All right, Mr. Bradford?
Okay. Need travel requests. We got our Medema conference coming up in November, the 14th and 16th in Bay St. Louis at the Hollywood Casino. Requesting travel for Darren Smith, Bree Cooks, Sam Minor, and myself to attend our annually Medema conference.
So,
I do have the necessary paperwork. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins and properly second by Supervisor Gray. Would there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimous.
And we normally invite one supervisor to come to that conference to see the new updates on emergency management throughout the state. So I just leave it amongst y'all five who decide who want to come to the conference.
When is it?
On November the 14th to the 16th.
I used to, is that the one I used to go to? And- okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask for approval. I'm not sure on the code, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask for approval.
You heard the request, Supervisor Hutchins, can I get a motion?
That's a motion.
It's been moved by Supervisor Hutchins, second by Supervisor Gray for travel to that same conference. There any discussion? There be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Aye, any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimous.
What was those dates?
November the 11th. No, I mean,
14th through the
14th to the
16th.
16th. November 14th to the 16th. Bay St. Louis.
All right, Mr. Bradford, you have anything else for
Yeah,
us?
also, I just need travel for Thursday, going to Sharkey County to talk to the EMA director on ELC and Safe Room project.
You heard the request of the emergency manager, can I get a motion? Been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins,
Second.
properly second by Supervisor Gray. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Aye, any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimous.
That's all I have for printing questions.
All right, any questions for Mr. Bradford? There be no questions, thank you, Mr. Bradford. Departmental reports next.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Well, Smith Fire Coordinator. First thing, I had volunteers. We putting on fire prevention, emergency service, safety, and trunk or treat Saturday, October 28th at the Safe Room from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right,
And
what's the date? October what?
28th,
Okay,
last Saturday of the month.
okay.
And also, I'd like to thank the Sheriff's Department for enforcing the burn ban. We're still under the ban. I know every time we say it, it seems like people will try it. But we are still under the burn ban to further notice. And see, the Sheriff's Department, they've been helping us out a lot on that. And Thursday and Friday, I think we, yeah. And also, anybody burning illegally, tires, anything like that, the state's gonna come down and we're gonna let them deal with the state on that.
I think we had incidents about burning tires and all that, so that's definitely a no-no. So, still on the burn ban, just be patient and when they probably get the rain, we can lift it. So right now, we're still on the burn ban. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Mr. Smith. Department reports next.
Good morning, Joe Belling with the intervention report. This morning I provided a copy of the money that was requested from AOC for March, April, May, June, July, and August, and as well as the dates that it was received. There should have been one passed out to all the supervisors and to, I think, Ms. Lewis, and it went to the attorney, Scott Silver. Shows the date we received the money as well as the amount that we requested as the amount that we did receive. The August payment at this time is still outstanding. We're waiting on that.
Okay.
That the AOC did send me a link and some paperwork that's been provided to the comptroller to try to get set up on the ACH to be able to secure the funds faster from them.
All right. All right. You have anything else?
Mr. President.
Yes, sir, Supervisor Gray.
These funds on here is grant related where we pay them and then we get reimbursed.
That's correct.
Okay. I like what you're doing, but I'm gonna like it even better when you bring it, when we get our money back.
Everything on the right side except for August has been received already.
Amount received.
Amount received.
That's getting our money back.
That's what I delivered to the comptroller or account.
Thank you, sir.
We're still waiting on the August payment. They're usually about a month or so behind as far as issuing the reimbursements on that, but that's why we did the ACH to see if we could kind of speed things up a little bit.
Thank you.
To secure that money.
Mr. Joe, this other sheet, is this yours too, the mental health?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Mental health case support budget.
okay.
Next Saturday.
It doesn't seem like there was a lot of activity on that one.
We didn't start till August 1st.
Okay, I see some boys in there. Are y'all using treatment facilities all over the state or
Yes.
different places? We don't have anything going here, really.
No. Just River Ridge.
Okay.
We have here Ridge.
They operate under a grant, so most of the time we don't pay for services. They're grant.
Okay, so you're under the same conditions, you're receiving your funds back?
Yes.
The June request was for $32,828.34. That was for the purchase of all the laptops, all the furniture and stuff.
Okay,
And their budget ends on June 30th. It starts all over in July, so I think that was a little bit of a delay on getting that. And of course, we haven't received their office payment because we just submitted that in September.
okay, and that's also gonna be on ACH?
We're hoping that they can get that on ACH as well.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Jeff?
I had one other, there was some paperwork submitted for reimbursement for some stuff that was bought for a drug court, for the drug court graduation that happened on 9/18.
Yeah.
One receipt was for $69.02, and one receipt was for $342.95. We're asking for reimbursement.
Yeah,
That's the one I got to turn
I'm
on.
emailing Judge Lightfoot about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to go through purchasing to buy stuff.
I understand the person told me that they couldn't purchase it because it's food. And the judges advised me to go get the stuff, so that's what I did.
Okay.
Because it's for the graduation.
I mean, like I said, I'm emailing your judge about that. We'll be on the same board with.
All right.
Mr. President, that we need to make sure we in order, man, because we have a state audit down there, auditing us for $30 worth of food.
I'm trying to, they've done it in the past multiple times. They did it in April. And
There's a whole lot of things this county been doing in the past. The state audit ain't been down here. Now state audit is coming down here regularly. So we want to be in decent in order when we do that.
All right, he'll get with the judge and get back with Mr.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Bell. All right, department reports next. Departmental reports.
Good morning, board.
Tim?
We had 1,364 requests, 328 911 requests out of those 217 transports. Looking at 88% in the city for 924 and 89 in the county at 1626. Had 44 refusals, 22 no patient founds, 20 canceled prior to arrival, had 14 site calls. That's down for the month from last month. Kind of goes in line with what the historic data shows. Had 237 times where we had multiple units on calls in the county or in the city at the exact same time. 4 people flown from the field. We currently don't have anybody out with COVID. We did hire another medic that's going through orientation, so we're continuing to increase staffing, which is kind of define what's taking place across the state where EMS is losing staff. We're still finding staff, so we're steady working on adding to that and continuing to keep ourselves healthy and strong in the county. Any questions for me?
I have no questions. Thank you for what you do. There not being more questions from the board, thank you.
I did, real quick, President, Tim, I saw where you received First Responder of the Year across the river. I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Departmental reports.
Good morning, board. Friday, EJ Smith, my assistant, he submitted his resignation letter, and I was wanting to post for his position.
All right, you heard the question of the IT coordinator. Can I get a motion?
Brand, I got a question for, or you want to wait for the discussion on
Can I
that?
get a motion, Tom? Yeah, and then you do stuff. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins. Can I get a second? Second by Supervisor Mills, a non-discussion question, Supervisor.
Is that a full-time position, your assistant?
It could possibly be part-time.
Well, I'd like to recommend that we do a part-time assistant for him, so we don't have to pay for medical and all the benefits and what have you, because we are trying to cut the numbers down in the county and money we're spending.
What's the pleasure of the board, so? Yeah.
I will say, definitely things could possibly slow down. My recommendation is still a full-time position, but we can possibly maybe do with the part-time position.
Well, maybe we can try it and see how it works.
Okay.
All right. Can we amend the motion?
I got a question. I don't have a problem with you trying to do a part-time person. Let me ask you a question. So when you out for a period of time, then what happens? Because that part-time person can't work but a certain amount of hours, and we got a lot of stuff going on with this equipment and all this, so if you out for a period of time, then the part-time person can put them 20 hours a weekend or whatever the case may be, and that's it, right?
Yes, that's it.
So what happens after that?
Yeah, that would be a very big issue because there'd be no one to work the position.
I agree we need to cut costs, but we need to be real careful with this position, and everybody on the board know why. That's all I gotta say. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, I really changed my stance on that because he does have a point. Somebody definitely needs to be around the county, because computer does go down, and if somebody's not here, we don't want them down too long.
I'm just thinking that we have other IT people, pretty good IT people already working for the county, I believe. Now, I know Mr. Neely's gonna be retiring soon, but I don't know who else is in has that kind of abilities.
All right, any more discussion about on the advertising? Are we clear on? This is fine.
We got to accept the resignation.
Did the advertising first, I had not made the motion to accept. But I can we, so we gonna advertise for full-time or part-time. Continue.
Did we accept the resignation?
We got to
No.
accept reservation.
Well, I didn't make a motion to accept the resignation then.
Who made the motion?
We made a motion to,
Advertise, we did
we made a motion
advertise.
to advertise. That's what we made a motion to advertise.
I withdraw my motion, so we can make a motion to
All right.
advertise.
All right, you withdrew her motion and Kevin withdrew your second.
Yes.
All right, now I need a motion to accept his resignation. Now, it's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson. It's second, proper second by, Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Now I need a motion to advertise to fill his position.
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins.
Second.
Been properly second by Supervisor Gray. Will there be any discussion?
Okay, my only discussion is the same thing we were just talking about. Part-time employee. If he's out, don't we have people we contact if you have a problem?
Currently, no. We used to, I forget the company name.
Yeah, we got.
We used to pay him and stuff.
Got offered it last, when I first got here, and that's when we hired the assistant.
That's what we did. We had him for a while. Then, as soon as he got to be able to handle it, we stopped paying that service, so to say that money.
Yes, and according to everybody, I guess it wasn't being used as properly, or the fact that there was like almost 2 hours away wasn't, wasn't too fun as well. Because once their computers go down, they're like, I need to hear me.
All right. Well,
Mr. President,
we,
Brandon, I don't know the expertise of other employees in this county, but, could you just look around and send out an email and find out, do anybody have expertise in what you're looking for? And maybe could, if we hire somebody part-time, then that person could step in and do whatever they got to do. Because we gotta have somebody to make sure that, kind of business keep going.
so,
I'll do that.
We still gotta know about the advertising.
so with the advertising, what I'm trying to say, y'all got me, we're going around circles, we ain't getting a clear answer.
Well,
I need a clear answer so we can kind of,
I think Ricky's suggesting a good suggestion,
Yeah.
and if we hire a part-time person, and if he could go full-time, if it ends up being that we need to swap him over to full-time. If we get in that situation, if we don't have anybody that's capable.
let's get a clear motion on that. If you don't have nobody capable, so we making hire part-time now, is that correct? That what the motion is? Part-time?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right. So all in favor, vote by using sign of aye.
Right.
Any opposed? Nays have the same right. Yes, sir.
I just got one question,
Yes, sir.
because we both in that same bind. I just want to make sure I'm hearing y'all right.
I'm sorry.
I just
We already carried.
Carry.
You said nays have the same right, I didn't hear you
Yeah,
say.
nobody.
Okay, nays have the same right. What?
So just making sure.
Motion carried, guys.
Sorry, Mr.
That's right.
Since we both in that same arena with the IT person, I just want to make sure I'm hearing y'all right. He's hiring a part-time person, but y'all keeping full-time slot, correct? That's not what y'all just
If
said,
he'll have to come back and ask for that full time.
but you keep
But
the
it's
bill,
still,
keep
right.
the money there. Okay.
The money's already in,
Right.
in the budget this week. We can get it back. Okay, is that all, Brandon?
That's all right, Brandon, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Department report next.
Good morning, board. We have two things this morning. I got a spoiled record request at 59 Sandpiper Road.
So moved.
Second.
I have, is that Ms. Jimmy?
That's it.
McCall, no, yeah, I have it. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins and properly second by Supervisor, Wilson. There be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously.
I think I have, part of it's already fell across the county road, the rest of it's gonna fall. I got a tree at 23 Sterling Road.
dead tree. It's on our right of way. Like I said, part of it's already built across the road, the other part of it's wild, just like let the board know, have, you know, get two bids on it, come back for the board, we need to put down. That's all I have. Y'all have anything for me?
That truck out there at Kingston Community Center, do we know, did anybody get that out of the way yet?
I don't know if it's out of the way. I did talk to a deputy, Thursday on that, Wilson, and, come back. It was a truck that belonged to the city, but somebody purchased it, where they understand it, somebody from Fairview. But like I said, I told the deputy we'd leave it over the weekend, give somebody opportunity to move it. If not, we'll check with it this week if y'all don't have it.
Yeah, I guess it was not moved by around election time, we need to get out of the way.
Well, it's been about 2 weeks.
What needs to happen is,
It's parked out
you
front.
call for something like that, what we do is, what should have happened didn't happen, I don't know, because it's just coming up in the meeting now. We issue 3-day warrants, we'll put an orange sticker on it with a case number, and if it's back, if it's still there in 3 days and we get back, we tow it.
Can y'all go ahead and do that? If you haven't already?
I'll, we talk to them, we'll take care of it, ain't a problem.
Well, like I said, I called it just to get them to check and see, because it's been there a couple of weeks, and we didn't want to move it to give somebody an opportunity to move it, but like, it's just about 2 weeks.
It won't be that day.
So, yeah, like I
It's
said,
not on or anything.
I should have got it. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
All right, Mr. Ford.
Good morning, board. First thing I want to ask for is the previous tribal project, SAP 019 with the Department of Protection, and we got final acceptance from the state. Only thing they need now is the final acceptance from the county, and it's sign the final acceptance board that was submitted by state aid. I'll provide a copy. And I'll need board authorization, allow the board president to sign that board order of final acceptance for the state aid project.
You heard the request of the engineer. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Hutchins. Would there be any discussion? Would there be no discussion? All in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously. Thank you.
The next sharpening project that we're currently working on, we're developing a preliminary plan. Hopefully have preliminary plans submitted to state aid by the end of the month. Get that project hopefully constructed by before the end of the year. EWP project, Magnolia Bluff, contractor's been working, clearing, backfilling, and having to do some pipe replacements due to some finding out some pipes were, I guess, compromised on the roadway, so we're getting those replaced. That's still within the current funding for the project, so there'll be no additional funds needed on the county's end. And that's pretty much all I have. I have a letter from state aid regarding forfeiture of LSVP funds in the amount of $171,000. Typically what we do is we submit a letter to state aid stating that we have projects that we could use that money towards. But it's only $171,000. And so, of course, in a bridge replacement project will be significantly more than that. I'm not sure of any other funding that can be used along with the LVP funds, maybe some state aid funds that we may could allocate toward it, but that will require the board determining which bridge you would like to use that money towards. And what I can do is I can submit a letter to state aid listing all the possible LSVP bridges. There are about 4 bridges that are LSVP eligible. And I can submit a letter to state aid saying that the board is considering using those funds toward those 4 those bridges. Hopefully they'll give us an extension while we determine which one of those projects we will actually want to work on.
All right, do you need a motion to
Yes.
submit? You heard the request of the engineer. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson.
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Milton. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously.
And I will, three names I got for Deerfield Road, I will now
actual quotes from at least 2 individuals to see if we can get those, connections to those, residents.
Do we need a motion for that? Scott?
You said need no motion.
So moved.
What?
You said no,
That's
and
fine.
yes?
You said no.
No, oh, you said no.
You already gave me out the information.
Okay.
Yeah, so you had, that's a what? All right. Mr. Boy, I got a question for you. I don't know what's the warrant or something like that, I'm saying like striping project, I just kinda noticed on our striping project out Pine Ridge, kinda lost a good bit of reflectors, and I just kinda,
That's not that's a driver's error. If I drive over a marker, I'm gonna knock it off. If I keep driving over, I'm not sure that's covering the contractor's warranty over here. If you, once you accept the project, you're accepting the maintenance of that project.
gotcha. That's just a question I had and I need to, because if not, I think that really, we can get our reflectors replaced. I think we done had to put some before in the past, am I correct, Mr. Dollar? Hadn't we did, that, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, see what we had to go through the our maintenance. I understand we'll get with the road manager. Thank you.
Mr. President, it's gonna be a hard one to keep reflecting on. That road's so narrow, people be driving in the middle of the road and they be hitting them reflectors. Then when the car comes, they get on their side.
I understand. I got you. All right.
And also, we got York Road, you got an MOA a while back from MDOT about it. Once we get the executed MOA back, let us know, but then you gotta go through that selection process for the engineer on that project.
York Road. Now, who would it come back to?
It should come back to the county, because you guys received the MOA, and so MDOT will do the executed MOA and send it back to the county.
Please email.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Hold up, before you step away, if you don't mind. I've got a letter in your file, I think, from Ms. Annette Anderson, Winona Road.
I think it's,
Jeff put it in your file, I think she stuck it in there somewhere. Winona Road wants a speed bump on it. The residents have petitioned for one. It's not in your file. I just need to get it to you so you can inspect it and find out where the speed bump's gonna be. Let me see if, what we did with that. We've already lost it once. I'll hand it to you a little later.
Do we need to get that? There's something that, the speed bump, do we have to have a petition, do it need to come through and be approved by, do it need to be spread across the minutes?
Yes.
That's what it's designed for, I'm pretty much sure we need to spread across the minutes.
No, they're co-engineer look at it.
Huh?
That's what the co-engineer.
I understand.
Yeah.
The engineer gotta look at it. So we'll come back here, get it to you, the departmental report, give it to him, and let him look over.
She said I'll make the copies. Can we go ahead and,
Well,
we need a motion or?
he said once he look over, then we'll make sure everything's right, we'll come back.
Okay, I'll just need copies because I don't want to have another setback like we did.
You need to look over before we make a motion on it, you know?
You can get an authorization to go out and look at it.
Okay, getting you authorization, so, no.
Motion for,
Here we go.
them to go out and inspect that area and find out where we go put the speed bump.
You heard?
Winona Road.
Yeah, it's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson, can I get a second?
Second.
It's properly second by Supervisor Hutchins, would there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right, motion carried unanimously.
Thank you.
All right. Department reports.
Good morning, how y'all doing?
All right.
I'm coming over to request approval to travel to collective revenue for me and Shirley Emery. It's our certification class that we do every year. And the days is October 16th through October 20th, 2023.
Yep.
Through what? 16th through the 20th of October.
I just need the one to sign.
Okay, this goes from
Well, you can get out of that going.
That's the way.
I do have the necessary paperwork.
Where?
It is going to Biloxi, Mississippi, to the, Collections and Revenue Conference. Biloxi, Mississippi. I do have the necessary paperwork. What's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins. Properly second by Supervisor Middleton. Would there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nay, the sign right, motion carried unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Bass.
Y'all have a great day.
All right. Departmental reports next.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Good morning.
Good. Supervisor Brad, I'm gonna touch on that a little bit about the AT&T situation. And I'm gonna tell you, as a Sheriff's Association, we weren't able to get anything done with the state until we all came up here in numbers. And I think when you have just the association heads going, that's not enough show of force. But when we went up there and we filled up the rotunda, what we asked for, and that wasn't intimidation, that was just showing that we care about the issue. And that's what people need to understand. I think if we went up there as a board of supervisors, and I'm talking statewide, I'm talking to the Sheriff's Association with all the sheriffs and the IACP, I mean, not the IACP, but the Mississippi Sheriff, the Police Association. I think we can get something done because that money is sitting there. It's supposed to be used for 911 and other things. But as long as we sit on our tails and not go up there and address the issues in person, along with our representatives to show them that we are actually caring and serious about this issue, I think it's just gonna continue to grow the pot and be an unofficial rainy day fund for when time comes and they can pass legislation to use it for something else. And I'm on record saying it.
All right.
Trash reports. Got a trash report here. District 1, 36 bags. District 2, 91 bags. District 3, 74 bags. District 4, 45 bags. District 5, 65 bags, for a total of 313 bags of trash picked up. And you know, we had a good neighborhood watch week the other day out there in the green. This is one of the number one issues for all these supervisors, I guess, is how much trash on the road. You know, we push those guys pretty hard in between trying to find people who are not going to be a threat to society when we're out there picking up trash and doing what we're doing. And I know we complain as soon as we get down to the back of it. Well, I agree with what came up at your meeting, supervisors. Maybe we can get the Justice Court to start back up with the work release where you don't just have one crew of people trying to cover the entire county for the state side and the county side. You know, and that gives them a chance to work out fine. So I don't know if that's something that the board can get worked out with Justice Court or what. Got a lot of fine money over there, and I would ask you all to truly consider that.
Sheriff Patty, that's the same thing I was gonna bring up too in my report, and I'm glad you went on and brought it up, about at the meeting, we had, last Thursday. That was one of the issues, the constituents wanted to know, the residents wanted to know about all the trash, because there's so much in the neighborhoods, and they're not getting in the neighborhoods, they're pretty much getting just the highways and stuff like that, or the main roads. So I was gonna check with this board to see if we want to check with our Justice Court judges to see if those that cannot pay their fines, maybe they could work their fines off by going out like it used to be and working their fines off by doing that. So that's something that's going on. You know, I brought it up one time before and we never moved forward with it, but I think that's a good way of letting them work off their fines.
I mean, discussion pleasure of the board.
Oh yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I just, thinking back to when I was young on military bases all the time, my dad would say, you throw a gum wrapper out and we're gonna be policing this whole highway for a mile. The whole family would be out there. Do we ever arrest anybody or fine anybody for littering? I mean, we got all these cameras all over the county. Surely somebody is getting spotted.
We actually do. And anytime we find your address in some bags, we come to your job and deal with you on the spot. But you gotta look, you got 440 some square miles.
I realize that, but if somebody's not made an example out of it.
We make examples just like we did with the fire crews.
I mean, I don't know what it is. Hey, we're in a place nobody can see us. We just throw all our trash out here. Throw it out at the gas station in a garbage can. Throw it out at your house, not on the side of our highways.
I'm in total agreement with you on that. Yes, sir.
Mr. President, I got a call from somebody asking me the same question, what we gonna do about the garbage? I've been here a long time, and people just got to start holding their kids and other people accountable for throwing stuff out. I mean, we can target high areas where we pick up a lot of garbage and put cameras there and put some fines on or whatever the case may be. But people got to take more pride in their community than to be just looking for the sheriff department and other people to pick up their garbage. They gotta have a little more pride in the community. I mean, we are in a retirement community with a lot of tourism, and everywhere you go, not everywhere, but the majority of the places, as soon as they pick it up, it's right back down in the next 2 or 3 hours. Something wrong with that picture. People got to get back and all these laws about you can't do this to your child, you can't do that to your child is really killing the world, because the Bible says you got to discipline a child, and there ain't no discipline no more. So we got to get back to the old stuff, because this new stuff ain't working.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, we gotta do it as a community. I have been outreaching in some of my communities. I see the neighborhoods is different from communities. So I have actually been, I had a few calls out in Broadmoor and Wilderness Road area, and I mean, you get trash calls everywhere, but what I suggested, some of my constituents in my neighborhood, that if we will get the men and women, the people who possibly want that neighborhood, and once a week, if we can help, and I told them I'll be willing to help, watch out for that, and then get their neighborhood folks together and start kind of get a cleanup day and everything like that, because until we get our neighborhoods back to the communities, we're gonna always have all kind of problems.
One more last thing I'd like to say is that, I see these folks all the time on the side of the road. It's retired football coach from Cathedral, Ken Beasley, and his wife. You never know where you're gonna see them at picking up trash on the side of the road, and they do miles and miles. Sometimes their car or truck will be a mile back. I said, you need a ride back? And he was like, nope, I'm gonna pick up trash all the way back. It'd be 100 degrees out there. He's still picking up trash. And I admire him for that. They're sweet people, they really are.
Can I make a suggestion to the board to help with this? Maybe if we start bringing people in and recognizing them for their clean neighborhoods, maybe that'll spark some kind of pride back into cleaning up your neighborhood. Because I do remember when kids used to get out and do it, and I see Coach Bees as well. Out and do it. And I don't know if there's any kind of incentive that'll have to be answered by Scott to get them doing. But I think if we can recognize them for having a clean neighborhood, maybe that'll spark some pride back in it. Because it's not everywhere. It just, I mean, if you're being honest, it's not everywhere because of rules, regulations, and pride that people take in their communities. But maybe if we do something like that, maybe that'll spark something for them to get out and put in the work.
I think that's something we'll take under consideration, and a question that I need to have to Scott, if it's okay with the board, do we need to make a motion to be able to check with the youth court judges, or do we, or just something that you can do? Justice court judges. Okay, all right, okay.
I'd be shocked if they don't say yes.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna say yes,
Okay.
that'd be a good thing.
All right, Sheriff, continue on.
The next thing I want to do, I do want to recognize, I'm not going to call it names, but some of the deputies at the sheriff's office. I know you all haven't been hearing it or probably didn't realize it, but we've had some copper thieves stealing the lines off the poles and out the grounds deep into the woods. And it's been causing some internet problems out north. And Jen, you did a great job on it, on the Arthur, I seen him in the paper today, I seen him while I was sitting over here in the corner. But we got one more to go that we gonna bag to as well. We know who he is, he just doesn't live in this county, but we can put hands on him with. But you know, these guys that cause thousands and thousands of dollars of damage. And the way they were doing it, they'll park their truck somewhere, and they'll have folders or other things stationed in the woods where where nobody's frequenting. And follow these lines deep where the only person that's gonna see them is deer hunter, maybe a game warden. They've been cutting lines, digging up lines and cutting. And so, the village and our deputy working with AT&T on some of these issues out north, where you live in this county, they were able to bust 2 of them. And we know who the third one is as well. And so we've been working with that other county to put hands on him, but hadn't been able to get him yet. So we're gonna have to put together another little project to get him. But those guys seeing it out there on patrol, not just looking past it, they were able to capture these guys. And this wasn't investigators, this was patrol doing their jobs, So, anyway, just want to put that out there and congratulate them on the job we are doing. Because I know if I live, and I do live out there, if I had the type of internet that was affecting on phones, I would be pretty teed out not knowing what's going on. But these guys, apparently they've been doing it all over the southern half of the state. And 2 of them are from right here in Adams County. Now they in the county, so.
All right.
So imagine if they put those efforts to legal.
That'll work.
Thank you, yeah.
Also want to, I've never been to the Providence Day in the park. Saturday was the first time I went there, and that was a huge event. So I'll just tell you guys, especially you, Mr. Luke, Supervisor Luke, make sure you stop through there next year because I didn't realize they had such a massive event out there to bring out people in that area and the camaraderie they had out there. I stayed out there about 3 hours and it was great. Anyway, I do have some other deals to deal with. I had to terminate one individual. I terminated Damon Hawkins out of jail just for the records. And I'm asking the board, I don't know if you had the President Gaines, Keisha Green, trying to hire somebody else in the jail, 1323. If you don't have a signed copy, I got it right here.
What's the name?
Keisha Green.
No, I don't. So you heard the request of the sheriff. What will be the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson,
Second.
properly second by Supervisor Hutchins. Will there be any discussion? If there
Yes,
be
sir,
no,
Mr. President, my only question is, I noticed by the minutes, we don't have a human resource director, so who's signing off on new hires and all that now?
Chucky Martin.
Chief
It went under her,
Chief
it
Human
went under
Resource
her,
Director?
it went under her department, so until they can get it figured out, she signed off on it for us, that's it with you.
Okay.
And Supervisor Gray, just so you know, the previous supervisor, human resource officer had signed on it, off on it, and the reason you all didn't have it is because they wanted her name on this one. So,
All right.
we had it in, but they wanted to correct it since it's coming up now, this board meeting.
So, that should be signed right now, Supervisor Gray. Any more discussion? If there be no more discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign aye. Any opposed, nay, had the same right, motion carried unanimously. All right?
All right. The last thing I have, and I will be emailing you all some stuff in reference to the jail, but the last thing I have is the washer and the dryer has went out. Johnny has been trying to get it fixed. He called in the maintenance guys, and it would actually cost more to fix the washers than wash and dry than it would be to replace the wash and dry. It's been out for a week. We've had them for over 12 years now. They usually last about 15 years on the commercial side. But right now, we're overwhelming the juvenile center trying to wash blankets and everything that we have to wash over there. So I'm asking the board for a washer and a commercial washer and dryer. And I do have the invoices here for this commercial washer and dryer. I'm just gonna give you the total and let Attorney Slow will look at it and pass it on around to the rest of you all. The washer and dryer to replace the ones that we have now, pretty much the same brand, is total is $15,060.50. And again, it's been down for a week. We can't wash anything at this point.
Is that a local distributor or does that need to go through purchasing?
Yes.
Or they already looked at it?
It's gonna have to.
It's gonna have to go through purchasing.
But I mean, I guess it's just informational.
I'm just giving it to y'all for information, letting y'all know, but
Yeah.
definitely, I know it had to go through purchasing.
They definitely, yeah, they gotta go
I
through
believe that's
purchasing.
where it came from, but I just want y'all to be aware of it.
Yes, sir.
I'll be with purchasing again.
Give the person and the administrator, so when it do come, we can figure out where the money come from when it come back. That will be, that way, if we have money, when you come back with it, when the person come back, we can move forward with it.
Sounds good.
All right?
That's all I have.
Departmental reports next. If you don't want departmental report, hey.
President, Johnny, did you want to address the board about the insurance?
Yes, come on.
Good morning. As most of y'all know, I'm Johnny Byrne with Byrne Insurance Agency, and I wanted to come down and just give y'all a little recap of the comparisons of last year and this year's property casualty insurance. As most of you know, it's become quite challenging this year from an insurance standpoint, both from life and health insurance to property casualty. It's more and more companies that are either substantially increasing premiums or just flat out withdrawing from the markets. Y'all have been with Travelers for a number of years, and they've been a real good partner for Adams County. The their rate increases have, they've gotten off of some accounts. Their rate increases have not been substantial. As you can see on y'all's, the rate increase for Adams County is just under 9%, like 8.5% overall. I've got a little comparison in there for y'all. The rating for the liability and the law enforcement, not law enforcement, general liability and the malpractice liability and everything, the rating basis is your budget. And y'all's budget increased over last year a pretty good bit, about 25%. You had an increase in property coverages because of inflation of a couple $1 million. But overall, like I said, the increase is less than 9%. So, I was real surprised at that. The sheriff's liability, which has been an extremely challenging market nationwide because of litigation, et cetera, et cetera. I was real surprised at that line. I mean, it went, it was almost flat. I mean, it was, last year, the sheriff's liability was $127,000. This year it's $129,000. So, I mean, almost flat on the sheriff's liability. Y'all's property increased, but like I said, overall, less than 9%. So I felt real good about that. Let's see, the lines themselves, it was 8.9% overall. The property premium increase was 12%. Law enforcement liability 10%, auto 13%. And then, like I said, that 25% in budget kind of inflated it. But that's all subject to audit, and if the budget comes down, the premiums will come down. Brandy, I have a copy of the loss runs
for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'll leave that with you, just so y'all have it, if anybody has any questions on the claims that have been paid. But like I said, overall, I was pleased with it. But I did want to come down and give everybody a copy of it and see if there's any questions anybody has, and I'll be glad to get those answered for you.
All right, any questions for Mr. Byrne?
Looks like just the property coverage really was the big one.
The property coverage went from about $2 billion increase in the property, and let's see, from 45.8 million to 48 million. Now, what I did also do, these deductibles are the same that y'all had for the last 4 or 5 years. I went ahead, because the property line was such a larger increase of the other lines, your deductible, your current deductible on your property is $10,000. Knock on wood, you don't have a lot of property claims. You know, you have one every once in a while. You had the courthouse damaged in a storm last year, year before, and you know, traditionally you don't have a lot of property lines lost. But I went ahead, you currently have a $10,000 deductible. I got a quote for a $25,000 deductible that'll save y'all about $16,000 a year. So, I mean, you know, it's a gamble, but I mean, you know, it's a way to save some premium.
I've been gambling lately and coming up on the wrong end.
I understand. You know, the $10,000 a sure thing, $25,000, you know, you have 4 or 5 claims, and it kind of blows you out of the water.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all have no more.
16,000?
16,100. That can be endorsed at any time if y'all decide, you know. 16,158 is what it says. And you know, any of y'all that are purchasing insurance, whether it be commercial insurance, personal insurance, you're probably seeing the same thing. And if you haven't yet, it's probably because your insurance hasn't renewed. But it's a tough market out there. I mean, I was telling my son the other day, I don't know that I've ever been in a situation in 45 years of doing this where I've had to look someone in the eye and say, I'm sorry, I don't have a market. And that happened to me this year. It's, you know, and insurance is this cyclical. I mean, you know, generally speaking, you have hard markets, soft markets, and they generally do that. But, you know, and I really think that in the long run, you know, with interest rates going up like they are and everything, and insurance companies making more money from their investments because of interest, I think you're going to probably see the rates start sliding back down again. But it's been a tough market over the last year or so.
All right, Mr. Burns,
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say, it's gotten pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know 40 houses, and I think the last premium I saw was about $180,000 for coverage. And I'm like, you know what, I don't even need insurance. I can leave 2 houses, or at least one a year burned down by fire, and I can cover my losses without even having insurance. You need some liability insurance, which is high too, but I don't.
But you basically are self-insured, and like you said, you can almost buy 2 houses a year for what you're paying in the property insurance. And the property insurance is something that you can define. You know, the liability is what you really can't determine, because I mean, it might be that you have none, it might be that you have, you know, $1 million or $2 million in losses, and those are the ones you really can't predict. But yeah, I agree.
All right, Mr. Burns, we appreciate you coming.
When is this renewed?
It renewed over the weekend, and we just got it under binder pending y'all's approval.
President Gaines, got a
Yes,
question.
ma'am.
I got a question. I was looking at through here and the deductibles, and I see we have here earthquake and flood, and we covered under that. Is it necessary that we need earthquake insurance or even flood?
Well, I mean, it's something that's just included in the property insurance, and then I think there might be something that's on that, or $1 million or something like that. But I don't think there's a real large charge for that. And you know, we're kind of south of that fault line that runs through Memphis and North Mississippi, and we're kind of on the southern fringes of it. But you know, flood, you know, if Natchez floods, Texas is in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, we up so high, so I was just wondering, we really never had flood.
And that's something really that's just kind of, it's like a homeowner's policy, that you have additional dwelling or additional buildings. There's really not a charge in there, it's just something they put in there.
Okay, so they're not being charged, you're saying
Yeah.
for it.
And if you are, it's real minimal.
All right, Mr. Byrne, if you no more questions, we thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
All right,
We need to approve the coverage.
all right,
We gotta do that today.
And we already had it in our budget. We already had that in our budget.
But it's an increase, right?
We don't have, to my knowledge, we have 509, I don't think we have 578.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, the increase.
Is there any place in here we could cut that you would recommend?
Raising the deductible, we'd save you 60.
Well, you know, like I said, that
It's not much of a
deductible,
savings.
that deductible, you know, just under 20 grand savings. You don't have a lot of claims on your property. You know, you got the Tort Claims Act in Mississippi that really limits the liability for political subdivision to $500,000. But y'all have $1 million, and then, of course, you know, you got, the sheriff liability under here also, but, I mean, you could consider dropping your liability coverages, but.
But you said the tort was 500,000, but we have $1 million?
But that doesn't cover federal law.
It doesn't cover federal lawsuits. Or out-of-state lawsuits. The main thing that drives y'all's liability is the budget.
Because our budget went up, we're paying extra premiums.
Your budget went up 25%, but your total premium only went up 8%. And this is, you know, this is all lines. This is all your automobiles, your general liability, your property insurance.
No, they're got a binder on it. The only thing we can do is next year is we can make sure we get this ahead of time and maybe, you know, shop some other, some of your vendors.
Well, and I can tell you this, that's been a discussion that we've all talked about, Scott and Randy. And Scott had a suggestion that, this coming year, that I come down maybe 2 or 3 months in advance and say, here's what our expectations are, this is what we're gonna need, and allow y'all to put some pressure on department heads and things like that, so that we're able to get the information a lot sooner and get it out. And I think that's an excellent idea, and then come back the following month and say, here's the department heads that we have the information from, and here's the ones we don't.
all right. Scott, what was you finna say?
I was telling you exactly.
Well, that's what we do, so we are in this situation right now, so what's gonna be the pleasure of the board?
You wanna leave it as the same, or do you wanna?
What, you wanna leave it the same, or what we gonna do? Are we gonna,
Change the deductible, what the deductible is.
For property insurance, you could raise that 10,000 for occurrence to 25
$25,000.
and save 16,000.
you wanna do this? What's the pleasure?
How many claims we average in a year on that? We had
Yeah,
one
I
last
mean,
year.
you might have a year that you have 5 or 6 claims, you might have a year you have no claims. You know, the last,
For that,
We don't know what's gonna happen.
So,
We're
what's
gonna have
the
to be a
pleasure of the
little more,
board?
we're gonna have to be a little more prepared next year. I don't think we ever said.
So what's the pleasure of the board?
I made the motion.
You made the motion.
The second was out there.
and Kevin, I'm
So
gonna
the second by Supervisor
with
Wilson.
the property losses, the liability losses.
Keep the same, that will be correct. All right, will there be any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. This is shot notice, man, and I'm not pretty much sold on travelers. I just think we can do better. I mean, they don't pay no claim no way. I mean, every time somebody has a problem, I ain't never heard of them paying nothing. They always trying to find a way of getting out of paying something, but we paying them. So, I know it's gotta be something better out there than what we doing, because this ain't gonna get it.
How long we stay under the blind?
Well, it's something that needs to be done.
It's today, so I mean, if
You know, let me tell you something, and I know Supervisor Gray, his thoughts of travelers are and everything. And, sometimes when you have a claim that's not addressed, it's nothing but miscommunications. And he was involved in one just like that. But I'll give you another example. Y'all had an economic prospect that purchased International Paper Company property. They were supposed to buy their own insurance, which they did, and it got canceled for non-payment of premium. In the month before that, Joe Murray was the county administrator. He and I got together and I said, Joe, you know, I've just found out that the property out there is not covered. Do you want to add it on to the traveler's policy? And he said, absolutely, we got to be sure that thing is covered because we don't know what those people are going to do. Within a month, Travelers paid over $1 million on that piece of property for a tornado that came through here. So there's bad, but there's also good.
All right, there'll be no more discussion. All in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay. Nays have the same right. Motion carried. All right, Mr. Burns. All right.
Very much.
There'll be any more departmental reports.
Good morning. So I'm here for Adams County Purchase Department in regards to the approval of a washer and dryer from the Adams County Sheriff Department. So our last washer and dryer was 2001, and we have a new quote for a new one, and we're just asking for approval for it. And the total is $15,060.50.
You don't have to get 3 bids or 3 prices on it?
This is the only one that we were given. But
We just talked about that.
We just talked about that.
He wasn't here.
yeah, it wasn't. They just they called myself and Mr. Lee and asked in regards to this.
But I'm asking you a question, did they have it follow proper bid law, so everything over 5,000 have to be bid out, you have to get 3 bids on it, like that, so I mean, I'm not having a problem with the washer, but we gotta, you have to get 2 bids on it, so have you had 2 bids on it?
This is the only information that
Okay, well, get with that and follow the purchase laws and then represent it for us, if you would. All right, thank you.
You need very well made it.
Okay. All right. Any more departmental reports? Public comment.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
I
sir.
want to watch it though. I forgot to mention it while I was up here. I was gonna ask you all to continue to support our Wrangler. We used to have multiple at one time, but and I got to get over here. I have to get over here and talk to the judges and see because I know they used to charge what they charge. I think they've been capped off now, and so we went to having multiple to 1. And we've been having this huge issue in your district. I know you've been hearing about it. Every night we out there chasing 60 cows down the road, trying to keep people from getting ran over. And Mitchell, I do want to thank him for making himself available, setting up catch pens. He's caught like 25 cows out there, and he probably have another 25 to go. And the homeowners didn't even question the fact that his cows are being taken because grass is thin, and he doesn't even have fences up, so the cows are pretty much just free grazing out there. And yes, we are doing it. We've been working in hand with the county prosecutor every day on this. But I just need the board to continue to support our wranglers because if it wasn't for Mitchell, I mean, we'd be facing some of that liability that the insurance man just talked about. But I got tons of videos of people sending me with these cows all in the road. But every time the wrangler gets there, most time somebody blew a horn and they ran off and they trying to track through the woods. So we come up with a good game plan now, and whatever he needs, I might be coming to the board to ask y'all help with. It's pretty dire out there with how many cows, and they coming up every time at a certain time in the roads out there.
I came from the rodeo on Saturday night, 1:30 in the morning. You got cattle in the road over there. I seen them Saturday night.
Yes,
What are you doing to the man that let the cows out?
The law is so tricky on that.
You can't catch them.
The law is so tricky on that, and you have to, as a deputy, you have to see them in the road to enforce it. But now that got the county prosecutor involved, we actually had 4 skips for him to deal with him and to take his cow.
Where is this happening at?
Out there by Arden Road.
Discussion.
Arden
Yeah.
Road.
Well, all right,
Arden Road.
all right. Now we down to public comment.
Well, I came to check on the property on 17 Covington Road about being taken over by the county. What be proper procedure on that?
What do you mean, the road?
Yeah, Paul Green is the owner of the road, and I want the county to take it over. What's the procedure?
That, I think, that, Mr. Dow, didn't we look at it, and the engineer, I had the engineer looked at it, it wasn't up to par with the drainage system. You can explain to us, Mr. Dow?
Gotta have, I think it's 6 inches of gravel, the drainage is 12% every driveway, and the drainage you got to be up to par what the county will accept it. So Mr. Green will have to do that, and then once that's done, we'll go out. He done some other areas out there, we went forward and made sure the gravel was there, and all, once it was, we accepted it. So he is aware, and he does know what it takes to get it up to par.
Okay, so what I do is I get with
Call,
y'all.
yes, sir, call Mr. Green.
What is your name?
Robbie Dollar.
Robbie Dollar.
He knows me, he
Oh,
called.
okay, all right.
Mr. Good, what's your address?
17 Covington Road.
Okay, I just wanted for the record that you came in and spoke this out.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right, no public comment.
Is the floor open for other questions?
For public comments, yeah.
Stand up over there and state your name and your address, please.
Gary Ogden, Natchez, Mississippi, 14 House Drive.
All right,
Just got a question.
okay.
Got to do with the overlaying and pavement of South Palestine Road from Liberty Road for 2.5 miles. Did the board approve that to be done?
Yes, everything paid,
The county approves the road plan,
A road
the road
plan.
department director implements it.
Does anybody live on that road? I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm incorrect. Is that Angela Hutchinson's district?
It is.
So that 2.5 miles, who lives on that road?
We got taxpayers that are on that road who pays taxes here. As a matter of fact, they pay quite a big taxes on that road. I was with that road been on the road plan for a long time, a really long time. I had been getting a lot of calls about that road because we got residents that travel that road, a lot of residents that travel that road to work. And we also got taxpayers that pay a lot of taxes on that road.
I've been traveling that road since I was a kid.
Okay, so you're one of them.
I hadn't been on that road till this weekend, probably on that end. I don't land on the other end of Palestine Road, South Palestine, Kingston. I know it's not a well-kept road. It's not a well-traveled road.
Right, it wasn't.
There's not very, and you talk about taxpayers. I'm sure there's a lot of taxpayers in this county that pay as much or more than people that own land on that end of that road. My question is, it's my understanding, tell me if I'm right or wrong, $400,000 spent on that 2.5 miles.
It was.
Okay, I'm gonna do a comparison to Mint County, Mississippi. Liberty. In that county, they had TMS drilling going on. There were county roads that were overlaying like South Palestine was. There was nothing but oil and rock put down when that pavement was put down, which was not a very well thought out plan when it was done. But Mid County has let the roads like that are very low traveled go back to gravel because they're many, many times cheaper to maintain with a motor grader 3 or 4 times a year than it is spending $400,000 on 2.5 miles. Now, is that special funds or is that out of the budget of this county? doesn't matter where it comes from, whether it's state or county, where the money came from. But I think that is a misuse of $400,000 for high fence, deer pens, and hunting counts, and nobody lives down there. I don't even live on the other end of South Palestine, but I bet you I travel it a lot more than the people that you're talking about. There's only one person that lives on South Palestine and Kingston, and that's Boyd White.
Correct, and he's called numerous times. We met him, we've been to meetings, he's complained, coming back and forth through. Residents on this side travel to go to that side to work. To go back to gravel, I come before the board, you would have to get somebody to come in there to mill that road up, carry it back to gravel. You couldn't put the car fire down to go back, you would have chunks like that, you would never be able to grade it, you would have to mill that road and put that road back to gravel. And once you milled it, then you'd have to haul material in and do it. So that's a major expense there to do that.
I can mill it. I've done enough oil locations, I know what it's milled.
You might can.
Well, I understand that, and I understand the concerns, and I want to hopefully that I want to give you an opportunity to speak, and I know that, but if there's any other questions you have about it, if you want to just express what you feel about the.
I express, I think it's $400,000 misuse.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it could have been put to better use.
Okay.
We got other major roads like Liberty Road, Kingston Road, Pine Ridge Road that are traveled regular and probably 100, maybe 1,000 times as much as that road travel.
Yeah.
One other thing to say.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate Mr. Gaines bringing up about the trash.
Right.
We need to do something in this county.
Yes.
My opinion is the board and the Board of Aldermen need to get together. We need to go to meet and have meetings at schools with the younger children, with the junior high, with the high school, and stress. If we're gonna have a retirement community, and that's what it says on the road signs, let's all get together, let's all do something.
Yes.
And let's pull it together and get it done. And I think we'll wind up with that.
And I think we will too.
And how much is somebody fined if they're caught throwing out trash?
It's up to the court. It's a misdemeanor up to $1,000, I think is the fine.
I think we ought to put it at a minimum $1,000 and nothing less.
Well, that's not within this board's purview at all. It's a state law and it's set by legislatures in the state, and the judges actually assess a fine. So.
Yeah.
Okay, see what we can do later, then let's change the.
All right, thank you, Mr. August.
Appreciate the time.
Mr. Slow, could you address our role into what role we play in the economic development for as the money we put in to recruit industry and the city put their amount in, and could you address that right quick?
Sure, we have basically a cooperative endeavor with both the city and the county and with the private community, commercial community. And the county probably provides most of the funding to Natchez Inc., but there's also the city that contributes about 100 grand. We do 172, I think. And then the third-party community actually puts in another chunk of changes.
So who is the third-party community?
It's called Natchez Now, and it's basically a local organization that private companies give money towards that then use that money to fund Natchez Inc. So he answers to private and both public bodies.
So who hires the director?
It's a group of commissioners. One commissioner is appointed by the city, one's by the county, and then Natchez Now, I think, elects maybe 3 others, and that board decides who hires and fires the director.
Thank you.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Sonnet Tinsley. I live at 101 Tubman Circle. There was supposed to be a hearing this morning at 9 o'clock about 4 properties out there where I live at, which is this Louisville Estates. I was just wondering what was the outcome.
That's all the 4 on Tubman. We got 2 of them we cut the grass on, 2 of them that we're working on. We ran out of signs, but we did go ahead and we're adjudicating them, right? What was your name again, ma'am?
Sonnet Tinsley.
Hey, okay. I'm the supervisor for your district. But yeah, I've been out there, but I'm taking pictures, I believe Robbie's been out there, and we're about to we're either gonna have to cut the grass ourselves if they won't do it.
Well, the house is in front of me, the grass is tall as the house.
Yes, ma'am, I'm aware of that. And we have to go through a, kind of jump through some legal hoops to
Well, it's supposed to be a
get.
meeting at 9 o'clock this morning, so my question was, what happened at the meeting this morning, if y'all had the meeting this morning at 9 o'clock?
No, we've been meeting since 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
On everything else in the county, but, that hasn't come up yet. But while we're on the subject, how close are we to, being able to cut the grass?
We didn't have a public hearing anymore.
But we've already.
Yeah, we all, no,
I wanna be able to tell her what's going on.
Yeah.
As of right now, see.
On the Tubman Circle properties, if they've been posted.
Is 156, 142, 10?
100 was just right in front of me.
I got
There's a
100.
sign in each one of those yards. The hearing was scheduled today at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and then we typically do them during my reports when I ask. We have the municipal properties, usually they take 10
You
seconds.
gonna do it?
We can do it, y'all do it now.
You can do it right now.
Yeah, you need to do it now. It's supposed to be.
So we can move forward up.
Yep.
Cause we gonna,
100 Tubman Circle, 126 Tubman Circle, 141 Tubman Circle, and 157 Tubman Circle. Those are the ones.
Those are the ones.
You need a motion to go into a public hearing, that's what you want to do.
need a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor
Yes, ma'am.
Wilson, properly second by Supervisor Hutchins. There be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed, nays have same right. Public hearing open. Okay.
Would you state your name, please?
Sonnet
And your address?
Kinsley, 101 Tubman Circle, next to Mississippi.
And have you noticed these properties with their signs up on the yard?
Yes, I have a picture of them on my phone.
Okay.
You want to see the picture?
Sure. Tell me about those properties, they all overcut.
Well, like I said, the one that I'm most concerned about, and I'm really all of them, because it's in my neighborhood. The one I'm concerned about is the one directly in front of my house. When I get up there in the morning, open up my blinds, this is what I got to see. The grass is taller than the house.
And you woke up this morning and saw it?
Yes, sir.
What's your address?
101.
101, so it's the 100, the one right on the corner.
100
The
is
one right on the corner.
in front of
Okay.
my house.
That one's really bad, and also the
But that's the
157.
one that's really bad. It's been like that, this is the probably the third year that no one has stayed.
And that person died, and they
Yes, she
gave
died.
it, somebody else inherited, and they just moved off. That
That's
basically
my
the story.
understanding. I really don't know, but I know she died. And, it's nothing been done in, like I said, almost 3 years. And it's just a nuisance to the neighborhood.
Did you drive by any of them and notice that the grass had been
I
cut?
drove by all of them, like I said, there's a sign in each yard, and there's nothing been done. The houses are empty, one is a toe out of it. It's just a nuisance and a hazard. It's like kids out there in the neighborhood. I'm scared to come outside my mailbox, because the grass is that tall. But I have to go to my mailbox at night.
Oh, she's right, it's 8 foot tall. I mean, grass
Yeah,
means
like I
8
said,
foot
I got pictures, the
tall.
grass is taller than the house.
That's
Kevin,
right.
you been out there?
I have.
Well, since the president stepped out, you can end the public hearing unless there's anybody else here to talk about Tubman Circle.
I can talk for everybody.
Mr. Attorney, so you don't have the one on Booker Road?
That one's scheduled to be coming up. We sent the letter, 2 weeks ago. I was gonna do that in my report. We won't get the hearing today, but we'll have it set for hearing at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you for coming in. We're gonna close the hearing, and we are aware of it. Like I say, you have seen the signs, we are adjudicating, and this man right here's crew will be out there as soon as we get permission to cut it.
Not today. So after they close, I'm sorry, if we had imagined, if we could do it today, we certainly would. We had to follow the law. We had to do is stick a sign in their yard saying we're gonna cut your grass with it. You don't cut it within 7 days, and then they go and cut it after
So you
that.
gotta put another sign in these people's yard.
Yeah, I don't make the law, so I'm just
I
telling you what it
understand,
is.
so I just need to know.
Yes, ma'am.
In the process of getting done.
The
Yes,
process
ma'am.
of sticking a sign in the yard, and then when the road crew can come and do what they do.
So we can stick those signs up today. Seeing we've had it.
Depending on what Megan.
So we need a motion to
Close
close.
the term to hearing and then adjudicate
Close.
dismissal.
I got a motion.
Second.
Got a second. Vote. Call to a vote. Those in favor? Aye. Any nays? Have the same right. No nays. Motion passed. Thank you.
So that means you have to put another sign.
We're gonna put another sign up. I know it sounds a little trite, but that's the way we do it, because we have to give them an option, because we're gonna bill the homeowners
The sign says.
we're gonna bill the homeowners for cutting the grass, so if we don't go through the right process, we don't get our money back.
Okay. Can you spell your name for me, please?
S-O-N-E-T-T-E, Tinsley, T-E-N-S-L-E-Y.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And now you know what the process is, hopefully within the next 10 days.
Oh, I'll be back.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
I don't blame you a bit.
Oh, yeah, because, that's why I live there.
All right, I was out there about 2 months ago to get this process started. You see, it's dragging on, but we're gonna cut it this time. It will get cut, and then hopefully it'll be good until about March. And by that time, maybe somebody's bought the house or something's happened with those houses, I hope.
Yeah, we tried to do it mid-September, we ran out of signs.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay.
What you need for the family, then? Go again, what do you need? Y'all already did? All right, so now I need a motion to close the public hearing. Y'all did that?
We're on the
Thank you.
next phase. Any more public comment?
Any more public comment? If not, coming to the table. Supervisor Gresham.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I think he pretty much addressed about the job. My thing is, we putting ourselves in a bad situation, if you ask me. We are out of a human resource director, we don't have a county administrator, and we don't have a veterans officer. So, when are we gonna address these problems? And another thing I gotta say, we need to be real careful and make sure we follow the rules when it comes to stuff. Yeah, I didn't participate in what was going on, and now I'm glad I didn't, because I always keep all my paperwork with the, what is the guy's name?
Chuck Lambert?
Mr. Lambert sent us some paperwork, and then he turned around and say, don't worry about that paperwork. About a month later, use this paperwork. So in the process of don't worry about the paperwork, I kept it. And they said a county administration had 5 people, they was gonna cut it down to 4. And this one, he said, don't worry about it. Eliminating 1 full-time position in the county department, leaving part-time employees saving $87,916. There would be 4 full-time and 1 part-time. And what we did the other day was totally out of order. And the rest of my report, I don't know. I feel like something going on in this county, and I heard the state auditor was back down here investigating another one of our employees, and I know I ain't called him. I don't know how to get down here, but it seems like to me we picking and choosing what employees that we call in the state audit to come down here and investigate. And in my opinion, the same thing going on with other employees. Ain't nobody calling no state audit. Only thing I'm saying to this board is, I just think we need to be a little more fair with all our employees, no matter what their race, no matter what their position is with this county. If it's wrong for one employee to do it, then it's wrong for another employee to do it. So if one employee do it and you don't call the state auditor to them, then how can you sit up here and call the state auditor to investigate somebody else? That's a problem. I just believe as a supervisor, everything is not gonna go exactly the way I want it to go. But at the end of the day, my job is try to do what's best for the county and move this county forward. And if we keep doing what we doing, not only we not gonna move this county forward, we gonna tear this county up. Because y'all need to hear how these people, especially employees, out here talking about how they being treated. And then I see one of the maintenance people that we laid off, they say they didn't get the information till the last day that they was working. I mean, I don't even know if that's true, but if it is true, you really don't do people like that. If you're gonna lay somebody off, give them some notice where they can adjust themselves accordingly. My sympathy goes out to Miss Lucy Anderson and her family, Eugene Pinckney and his family, Michael Dimley and his family, Hilda Barnes and her family, Jackie Merriday family, and the Logan family, Renee Logan and her family. And the late Reverend James Stokes passed into the Stokes family. He was, I think, one of the presidents back in the days of the NAACP. Yeah, we need Reverend Stokes right now. Mr. Slover, just like I say, could you please check on Morgantown Road with the MDOT, please?
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know how long ago that's been, but that's been a very long time that they supposed to be having some business. We haven't heard back from them.
You're right, and they said they'd get right back to me.
Right back, and it's been 6 months. And to our employees, I'm just one supervisor, but at the end of the day, we just adopted the budget, and our money don't start rolling in until when, Ms. Brandon? When do the money start rolling in for this county?
Taxes, so that's gonna be December, January, February.
We don't get our money till December, January, so if you don't need it, don't buy it, because we really don't have that money in place right now. And that concludes my report.
Ready for that?
Yes, ma'am. Supervisor,
So we already took care of the trash issue. I was gonna bring that up because it's on our discussion at the neighborhood watch meeting. And also George Ford took care of the vehicle issue. I just want to let everybody know that on October the 14th, we'll be doing our Oktoberfest at the Grange Community Center out at the park. And the time will be from 12 until 8 o'clock that evening. So I want to invite everybody out to come and enjoy a lot of the festivity that we'll be having out there. We'll be also giving away different items and having a barbecue, cook-off, and all those kind of things going on.
Supervisor,
Yes.
y'all gonna have a rodeo out there?
No. Not a rodeo. Okay. The next thing we'll be having is also a trunk or treat out at the LaGrange Center. We always do that every year also, and it will be October the 28th, and the time will be from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock that evening. So I like all the families to bring their kids out. We have plenty of candy and everything, and we also decorate vehicles. They can come out and decorate vehicles, their vehicle and everything. And they are awarded a $100 for the best looking vehicle. So, we'd like everybody to come out and join us with that also. Thank you.
all right, Supervisor Miller.
The only thing I have, I spoke to Mr. Ford on Burke Road. Scott, have we received anything on that final right of way?
Not from.
That's why
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Supervisor Wilson.
Okay, they're having the night out, is that correct, Sheriff? October the 5th?
It's actually tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, okay, 3rd. I got so many appointments this week, I can't keep up with them. Okay, so, the night out is October 3rd. I know the time for Parkway Baptist Church is one of the stops, right? I think it's 5 o'clock. Have you got that information, or who's doing that?
If it's in the city, that's gonna be Coretta Drake from the National Police Department.
Okay, well, I just want to make everybody aware when they hear all these sirens, tomorrow night, all through the county and city, that it's the highway patrol and the Natchez Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, as well as probably some other vehicles will be trailing. So, don't get too excited about it, other than the fact that if you want something to eat, some of these places would be good stops. Okay, and, it's gonna be Parkway, Baptist Church, about 5 o'clock, I understand, when they're supposed to be there at Parkway. I don't know what the other stops are.
Yeah, well,
We don't stop.
We weren't sure whether the police department was gonna be there that day. And so they called us, Friday, and told us they I think they got like 2 stops on there. So if you saying Parkway,
I was called about Parkway and asked to be there, so I told them I'd be there.
okay, yeah,
Well, maybe the police department will bring some of it. If they don't get the information out, there's not gonna be anybody there.
if you would've said Parkway, I wouldn't known anything about it.
Do you have the county stops, Sheriff? Do you have all those?
Okay, I really, most everything else was taken care of. I would like to address something that Mr. Gray said, concerning the state auditor. For years and years, I've always wondered why hasn't anything been addressed in this county that seemed way out of place. And I was told that there was an individual in this town that would not allow the state auditor to come to Natchez or Adams County. Now, who that individual is, I still don't know. But the state auditor, if you look back in the records, you've never seen the state auditor in this county for years, unless there was an election and they were coming for, an event to raise
Show
money.
them coming to the city.
Well, it's time that they do that, because there's been a lot of stuff going on in the city and the county for years where bribes have been taken, favors have been done that shouldn't have been done, and people stealing from the county and the city. Now, Ricky, you've made comments on that a bunch of times. Stealing time, doing this, doing that. But now that the state auditor's down here, now all of a sudden you don't like it.
No.
That is his job.
I don't have a problem with the state auditor coming, Supervisor Wilson. I just have a problem with the state auditor coming just for black people. We got other people with stealing time and all that, and we worked it out in executive session. Now, all of a sudden, somebody accused somebody else of stealing time, then we having it totally different. That's all I'm saying. Just be fair across the board.
That particular case that you're talking about, I don't know which individual you're talking about. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if it's white, black, or green. If somebody's doing something wrong on the county dime or the city dime, it's wrong.
I agree.
And it should be taken care of. And somebody, just like on the trash, needs to be made an example of.
I agree. But guess what? In 24 years, I ain't never did nothing wrong. And you accuse me of it, but I ain't never did nothing wrong.
That'll be proven out, one way or the other.
Sure
But in the meantime, that's what his job is. And if you see something wrong, you need to report it.
I do.
One of the reasons I ran for supervisor is when I went to the state auditor 6 years ago about some stuff that was going on, they told me if you don't like the way things are run in Adams County, you need to get better elected officials down there. And that is why I ran for supervisor. Not that David Carter was a bad one, but that's the only position I could run for because that's where I live. But so if the state auditor's down here, good, because maybe people will start paying better attention to how they're acting in this county and city. Because here we are sitting here with no money, and some of the reason is because we've had some bad elected officials. and they don't know how to spend money or how to save it.
Well, he
And I begged y'all to use some of the CARES Act money to pay down some of the debt, because I told you, the interest rates are fixing to go up, and the fuel prices were gonna go up, and it's gonna make the county get in even a worse situation. Did we do that?
I've been
No, we have not
for a
done that.
long time, and I ain't never had this problem till you got here.
Well, new sheriff in town.
But you ain't y'all.
I got one vote though.
You ain't
I got
got
one vote on this board, and I got one vote when the elections come up to vote for whoever I wanna vote for. And that's what this whole country is based on.
You ain't never had a problem
Well-
till you accuse me of something that I ain't never did that you can't
No,
prove.
I didn't even accuse you.
Are
I
you
said
gonna be mad enough?
somebody took money
Are you
on
gonna
the
be
trash
mad enough when
contract.
they come down and
And I
find out
still believe
Ricky Gray is
that.
squeaky clean? Are you gonna be man enough to apologize? Are you gonna be man enough
Hey,
to apologize?
this is for the state. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll say, basically, I'll say, I'm sorry you got investigated. Hope it doesn't happen again.
Man, you ain't gotta worry. I know they watching me. They've been watching me for 24 years. I ain't gonna do nothing out of character. I promise you that.
Well,
It remains to be seen, but I am through, yes, sir, for
All
today.
right, for the day. He do for the day.
Oh, I'm
So-
close.
Yeah, he called people dog pills.
No, it's fine. We ain't worried about that. Deputy Clerk, then how you have a report?
I don't need the money. I got money.
Deputy Clerk, go ahead, Mercy. Chancellor Clerk.
Yeah, you too.
I don't need no money.
I just have a couple items. The October bond renewals, you did have been spread across the minutes for Diane Goodman, Linda Golden, and Shirley Raymond.
You heard the request of the Chancellor Clerk. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Supervisor Hutchins, properly second by Supervisor Wilson. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Motion carried unanimous.
I need to have
Y'all hold it down.
September meal tracking report for the sheriff's office spread across the minutes, please.
You heard the request of the Chancellor Clerk. Can I get a motion? It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson. Can I get a second? Meal tracking report.
Second.
Been properly second by Supervisor Hutchins. There be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Motion carried unanimous.
And this does not require board approval, just making the board aware. Berna Johnson, who is the clerk for the Justice Court, has asked for just viewing only access for her online banking, which she just, try to watch the account, going to bank statements once a month, so just letting the board know that I'll be doing a form to give her viewing access to her account, so.
So she'll get it online, that's the only thing she'll be able to watch.
Yes, sir. Yep,
Okay.
so she'll be getting the paper copies, but of course, those come only once a month, so.
And you need a motion?
No, sir.
No,
Just
you're
making the
making
board
aware.
aware. So
Okay.
I'll sign off on that today and get it to the bank. That's all I have.
All right, and while we on Brown right here, she had a vacation. She needed to be off for some time, and it goes through the board. And we hadn't met. It was what, a day last week or whatever. But I do have. That was 9/27. She do have another date for approval, and that's 11/20 for 8 hour vacation. Total. She got 3 days. It's 24 hours, 32 hours.
So you said 9/27 and then,
I know one of them is 11/20. There's something else here, I don't know. It's 32 hours. I'll give you this.
okay.
But I need to get a motion to pre-approve because we approved there. Can I get a motion to approve her off time? Brown Johnson. It's in advance. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Wilson. And,
I didn't second.
okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Mills. There be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nays have the same right. Motion carried. Now, this is a slip.
Okay.
That we, okay. All right. Scott,
Just have, item to be determined.
you got items to be determined. All right, let me get started here. I have a Mississippi from Alan Larry brought it to me on Friday. I would not get it signed, because all it is a report is already late. It was 9/27, just one of these, Mississippi Development Housing Authority Community Service Report, Economic, Job Development Program. I need a motion to sign it, so you can turn the report in.
So moved.
Properly moved by Supervisor Gray. Can I get a second?
Second.
Properly second by Supervisor Hutchins. Would there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Any opposed, nay, it has sign right, motion carried unanimously. All right, I have a subcontract agreement. That's why I took it over to Scott earlier. This is Martin Kemp with drug court over there. It's $20 an hour, not exceeding $8,300 per year. The agreement shall begin today and shall be terminated June 30th, 2024. I think this is something already has been in order.
He's been with us, Marty Kemp was with Youth Corp for a long time, he retired, they tried to get him to come back, he finally did part-time. He does drug tests and fills in where he can, and he does not want necessarily to do it, it's kind of, the judge pushing his arm to make him kind of do it.
So he's doing part-time?
He's just part-time and he's
Contract,
contract.
Subcontract.
Can I get a motion?
It's a cost.
Yeah, let's read it out. You gonna charge $20 an hour, not exceeding $8,000, be $8,300. All right. So it's been properly moved by Supervisor Middleton. Wilson, and you second? Yeah. And yeah. Will there be any more discussion? If there be no more discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Any opposed, nay, it has sign right, motion carried unanimously. I have, pay rate change, huh? No, this ain't that. Sit. Put it in the trash. All right, we need to make our, change in salary to $15 an hour for our two, people we decided to keep, which was Fulton and German Johnson. We'll do it all in one motion. It's been properly moved by Supervisor Gray and properly seconded by Supervisor Hutchins. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using sign of aye. Any opposed, nay, it has sign right, motion carried unanimously.
I did have one thing on that. I spoke to Laura and Jeremy last week and just wanted to let the board know, I'll just type up a preliminary list of what I kind of presumed from talking to the board, they wanted their responsibilities to be day to day. I'll circulate that via email and just see if y'all have any comments. I did tell them, just bear with us for a little bit, this kind of all just got finalized at the end of last week, but we will get them something more finite to let them know what the board's expectations are of them, so.
But they are working right now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
I'll get that to y'all sometime early this week.
All right, make sure, I think we got all that, clear. So, I think, I don't know, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say this, for my report, I know we have a lot of things going on, so I would say this, I hate to have a lot of things happen, but sometimes when you gotta fight, you just gotta fight. You can't always keep turning your back to fights. You know, sometimes if things gotta be hitting the head up front. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. And most of the time, and I hate that it happens across the board, and I hate that it happens across TV, on our camera, but some things need to happen, and the public need to be aware, and we still need to be looking at ourselves and realize we gonna have disagreements. And regardless if the state auditors involved or the police involved, I would just ask people, as we have a difference in opinion, respect yourself and respect the public. Because in a good board, I mean, everybody has an opinion. And if somebody feel like they need to call a state audit, it's their right to call. If somebody feel like you need to defend yourself, because everybody's not guilty. I'm not worried about state audit when they come in and where to go. Hope they got my phone record, hope they got my vehicle track. I'm fine with all of that. But what I would ask us to do is please stay professional. Let's take care of our business, this county business that we doing. And if we got something personal, I think all of us men and women enough to air it out. We got rooms and we could talk about it instead of just airing out business on camera like we did. And I know sometimes it happens, but we gotta realize the same way we're responsible for people's money, we represent people. And I might not like a lot of things, but I represent myself in a way because people are looking at what we do and who we elected to do it. And I thank you. If there be no more, I need a motion for.
I'm gonna recommend this board. I think we need REAL. REAL is Racial Equity and Leadership Initiative. This program, through training and various resources, REAL can help elected leaders build safe places where people of all racial, ethnic, cultural background thrive, where they can thrive socially, economically, and physically. And I mean, sometimes you just need some training. And at this point, you know, everything happens for a reason. I just think maybe we need to get somebody in here and just give us some bit training. Thank you, sir.
I need a motion for closed termination.
So moved.
Been properly moved by Supervisors Hutchins. Properly seconded by Supervisor Middleton. Will there be any discussion? If there be no discussion, all in favor, vote by using the sign of aye. Any opposed, nay, that sign right, motion carried. So if we would.